All right, so you're self-employed and you're trying to shelter some of your hard-earned money from Uncle Sam. And to boot, it helps you because you're saving for your own retirement, your own future. Which retirement vehicle is best? The simple IRA, a SEP IRA, or the solo 401k, as we call it, the single K? Which option's best? I'm gonna break them down, help you decide coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I am the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. So many people think a financial advisor should just tell you what kind of investments to get and help you with investment strategy. Well, that's the Wise Money Show was created to dispel that myth or really change our society because, hey, that's what some financial advisors do. They just help you with your investments. But that's not the help you need. Yes, you've got to have great investment strategy. Talk about that a lot on this channel. But if you have dumb tax planning, the great investment strategy is not going to help you or won't help you as much if you're paying a big chunk of money to Uncle Sam every single year. So you've got to look at how all 6 areas of your financial life are connected and make decisions that bring synergy. I mentioned investments and tax planning. Those are 2 of the 6, okay? However, if we're looking at retirement planning and cash flow, present financial position, and investment planning and tax planning, those 4 together, and you are self-employed or run a small business, you might wonder, how can I use some of my hard-earned cash, present financial position, to hide it and shelter it from the tax man, tax planning, for my long-term future retirement, and then how should I invest that? Well, that question touches 4 of the 6 areas of your financial life, and that, the overlap of that, that's where you're going to find the very best answer. The options that you have are a SEP IRA, a solo 401k, we call it a single K, it's the same thing, okay, or a simple IRA. These are each different types of retirement plans for small businesses or self-employed individuals. How do you know which one is best for you? Well, let's first talk about the SEP IRA. In the financial world, these are all acronyms, so Simplified Employee Pension, you don't need to know that. That's not going to be on the quiz. So SEP IRA, what is it? That is where you can contribute 25%, up to 25%, or the maximum is around $56,000, $57,000. If you're touching that maximum, make sure you're working with your CPA and your CFP to make sure you don't do too much. But for most of us, self-employed, you can contribute up to 25% of your net income or for each employee, all right, to a SEP IRA. So if you're a sole proprietor, you're self-employed, you're looking at your revenue minus your expenses, gets you to your net income, you can contribute to a SEP IRA up to 25% of that number as long as you don't exceed the maximum, which is $56,000, $57,000. If you have employees, then you can contribute up to 25% of each person's wages, okay, to their SEP IRA. Here's the big distinction with the SEP and why it doesn't get as much love as some of the other retirement plan options is only the employer can contribute. That's it. If you've got employees, they can't contribute to the SEP. They can't. They're not allowed to. Only you can, as the employer, can contribute to the SEP IRA. So that's one downfall. The second downfall is whatever contribution amount, whatever the percentage is that you decide on, you've got to make that same percentage contribution for everyone, all of your employees. So that's the second breakdown. Number one, if you've got employees, they're likely going to want to contribute as well. And 2, you're probably not going to want to be the only one contributing. But then again, if you want to contribute a certain percentage for yourself, well, I want to do 15% for myself, then you got to do 15% for everyone else. So when does the SEP IRA make a lot of sense? It does make a lot of sense if you're a sole proprietor. So if it's just you don't have employees, that might make a lot of sense. It also can make sense in a family business. okay, and a family-run company, you might be okay saying the company's going to contribute for everyone and it's going to be the same percentage based on what you made. You might be okay with that. Oftentimes in family businesses, people are wearing multiple hats and you are, everyone maybe sacrificing a little bit. Yeah, I could probably go somewhere and earn a little bit more money, but I'm staying here working for the family. And so therefore the company is like, yeah, we're gonna do a contribution for you instead of you contributing for yourself. So that can make sense there. To me, if you are a sole proprietor, consider the SEP IRA, but there's a better option out there. And the better option is that single K or that solo 401k. My colleagues are going to get mad at me for writing that because we all call it a single K. But if you're searching online, you're probably going to see solo 401k used more often, or solo K. And I mean, it used to be called a KEO plan. Really, really confusing. But if you're a sole proprietor, or maybe it's just you and your spouse, the SEP IRA you might want to consider, but a solo 401k is likely a better option because you can contribute up to the 401k contribution limits. Up here, it's only 25% of your net income. Down here, it's the 19,500 or 26,000 if you're 50 or older. Plus, you can do a profit share. Plus, you do a match. Plus, you can do a profit share. And guess what that profit share amount is? 25% of your net income. So you can get a lot more money if your goal in this, again, it's looking at all, or not all 6, but 4 of the 6 areas of your financial life. If part of the goal is I've got hard-earned money that I want to shelter from taxes, how much can I do? This is likely going to give you more ability to shelter dollars than the SEP IRA. There's one big drawback of the solo 401k, and that is the only employees are you and your spouse. If you have any other employee, you can't do a single K. You're not eligible. You can't do it. You'd have to switch to a full-on 401k, which has other fees and so on, which we can help you with that through a multi-employer plan or something else. But as soon as you add a non-spouse employee, you are not eligible for a solo 401k or a single K. Can't do it. The benefits are you can contribute more than up here, but if you're a sole proprietor and you say, I'm running my own deal, I'm never going to have an employee, this is probably the one for you. That makes the SEP IRA a great option for someone with the side hustle. When it becomes your main hustle, you're probably switching to a solo 401k. But when it's your side hustle, you're likely going to want to consider the SEP. The other thing here is if this is just a side hustle, and you've got another job with a 401k or a 403b, you can't double dip. You can't max both out. Between all 401ks or 403bs that you have, the limit is still that 19,500 or the 26,000. That's for all 401ks, IRAs that you have, including the single K, the solo 401k. All right. Your last option as a small business, and we just had this circumstance with someone who's sole proprietors, just the husband and wife, so they should have and could have considered either of these. They didn't. They got some bad counsel from actually a financial advisor who just does investments. This was not their bag. They just said, yeah, I'll open a retirement plan, and just did a simple IRA. And that's an acronym too, Savings Incentive Match Plan for Employees. That's not on the quiz either. But if you are a sole proprietor or self-employed and it's your side hustle, you're going to want to do the SEP IRA. If it's your main hustle and you don't have any employees, do the solo 401k, or your only employee is your spouse, do the solo 401k. If you have other employees, if they're all family, maybe do the SEP. If they're not family, you want to give them the ability to contribute to it as well. And you don't want to be the only one contributing. So maybe you'll do a match, but you don't want to do the lion's share of the contributing. This is a retirement plan for them. Well, then you're looking at the simple IRA. The simple IRA is basically a scaled down, diluted version of the 401k. It allows participants to contribute up to $13,000 a year, a catch up of another $3,000 or so if they're 50 or older, and then you can do a match. You can do a 3% match. You can do a 2% automatic contribution, and the best part is, it's extremely inexpensive to set up. I mean, if a 401k's got a couple $1,000s per year of administrative fees, you don't have that with the simple IRA. It's a piece of cake. The only fees are really the investment management fees. You can set this up and it's very, very easy. It's very simple to administer and very inexpensive. So if you've got your small business and you've got multiple employees and you want to be able to contribute, maybe they want to contribute, maybe they don't, you're not going to do the SEP because if you want to contribute, you'd have to contribute for everyone. You can't do a solo 401k because it's more than just you and your spouse working there. So you would open up a simple IRA. Those are your options, okay? And as you can tell, there's lots of factors that you need to consider. Sit down with your certified financial planner, not your investment advisor who's just selling you investments or talking about beta and blah, 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 okay? Your certified financial planner can help you with all of that as well, and they better have a great strategy for helping you invest your dollars, take the right level of risk for your plan. But then your CFP is going to help you with all areas of your financial life. And hopefully in this area, they're a tax expert as well. That's why we've got a full CPA firm, and all of our certified financial planners understand taxes, prepare taxes, do tons of tax planning. If you need that kind of help, taking these ideas and making it personal and applying it to you, you can always contact a member of my team. Find us online, korhorn.com, that's Korhorn with a K, wisemoneyshow.com, you'll find us there as well, or send us an email, info@korhorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.